Right now, Democrat California Congressman Maxine having a press conference on Capitol Hill. Let's listen.
Protest is about peaceful resistance to the kind of actions that we're experiencing from this president as he holds these children hostage. We want a plan. We want a capable plan that spells out how these children are going to be returned to their parents. That's what this is all about. Next.
Is the president someone you can respect? You said that he lies, he holds children hostage. Is he someone that you respect?
Well, the interesting thing about calling the president a liar is that for the first time in my career, I see the journalists calling him a liar. Almost every major television station now and on radio stations, etc., we have people openly calling him a liar. So I think he's earned that description. He has defined himself, and so now we know that, and we want to talk about the children. We want to talk about when are you going to connect these children and their parents? When are you going to come up with a plan? And when will the public see it? Again, protesting is being done. It got started before I even made my comments, and I suspect it is going to continue. Next.
One of the places you specifically said to push back for your supporters was at a restaurant, and of course Sarah Huckabee Sanders was kicked out of a restaurant this weekend. Is that what you're looking for people who are in the Trump administration to not be able to go to a restaurant or out to dinner, or did you mean something different?
The restaurateur who decided not to serve or have the person in there is responsible for that. I had nothing to do with that. I don't know him. I didn't know he was not going to serve her. As I've said.
But do you support that?
As I have said, there's going to be ongoing protest, I believe, against this administration and this president until they come up with a credible plan that they give to the public, that people can say, okay, this president hears us now, that he's going to back away from what he's doing. He's even come up with additional information about turning everybody away from the border, not allowing them to seek asylum, etc. That's another thing, and I'm not even talking about that now. All I'm talking about is the children. That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
So we've been listening to Congresswoman Maxine Waters. We were wondering if she was going to answer questions or be asked at least about her controversial comments over the weekend, calling for basically attacks and the resistance. What she chose to focus on was calling President Trump a liar and then saying that they want a plan to bring those children that have been separated from their parents down at the border, the illegal immigrants that have come through that have been now the detained children. We've been talking about that. We want a plan. We want a plan. But all she said was, you know, I didn't know about the restaurant. I didn't know about the guy that owned it. Well, it was a woman, Congressman Waters. But anyway, wanted to see if she was going to answer any questions. I want to bring in former Bush 43 Deputy Assistant Brad Blakeman. I mean, obviously she stuck to her script. But what she did over the weekend is, you've got condemnation coming from the right and the left that she's inciting violence by what she said over the weekend. Go after those, you know, protest. I mean, basically attack conservatives.
Absolutely. It was outrageous. It was uncalled for, especially by somebody who's a public servant. She has the luxury of having security and walls around her and safety, and yet she's inciting people who don't have the luxury of having a secure environment to go out and publicly confront them. It's not about free speech. It's about incitement to violence.